Worst humanitarian crisis of our generation. That's what the United Nations Refugee Agency has called the fallout of the Syrian civil war.
Official is calling the humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in Syria, quote, cruel beyond belief.
Friday marks 8 years of civil war in Syria, and today we're taking a look at how the ongoing conflict has shaped what some call one of the world's worst refugee crises.
The ongoing war in Syria have triggered an epic humanitarian crisis, the biggest wave of refugees.
In many parts of the world, the term refugee has unfortunately become politicized, despite the fact that refugees are real people with real stories.
Can speak Aeneas Achilles' tongue, and Dido and the Carthaginian peers. Hear me, but yet with Myrmidon's harsh ears daily inured to broils and massacres, lest you be moved too much with my sad tale. The Grecian soldiers, tired with it 10 years, begin to cry, let us unto our ships. Troy is invincible. Why stay we here? With whose outcries, Atrides being appalled, summoned the captains to his princely tent, who's looking on the scars we Trojans gave, seeing the number of their men decreased, and the remainder weak and out of heart, gave up their voices to dislodge the camp, and so in troops all marched to Tenos, wherein they came. Ulysses on the sand essayed with honey words to turn them back, and as he spoke to further his intent, the winds did drive huge billows to the shore, and heaven was darkened with temperatures, clouds. Then he alleged that gods would have them stay, and prophesied Troy should be overcome. In Therogal, he called a false Sinon forth, and a man compact of craft and perjury, whose tongue was made of Hermes' pipe to force 100 watchful eyes to sleep. In his youth, having made the horse, with sacrificing rifts upon his head, Ulysses sent our unhappy town, whose growling in the mire of Exenrius banks in his hands bound at his back, and his eyes turned up to heaven as one resolved to die. Our Phrygian spirit healed with the Greeks, and brought unto the court of Primus, to whom he used action so pitiful, look so remorseful, vow so forcible, and as therewithal the old overcome, kissed him, embraced him, and unloosened his bands. And then, oh, Dido, pardon me. Nay, leave not here. Resolve me of the rest. Oh, enhancing words of that base slave made him to think Iphia's pine horse, the sacrifice of peace, Minerva's wrath. The rather for the lacoon, breaking a spear upon his hollow breast, was with two-winged serpents, stung to death, whereas against we were commanded straight with reverence to draw it into Troy, in which unhappy work was I employed. These hands did not hailed into the gates, through which it could enter twice so huge. Oh, had it never entered, Troy had stood, but Primus impatient delay enforced a wide brief and that rampart wall, which 1,000 battering rams could never pierce, and so come in this fatal instrument, at whose accused feet as overjoyed we banqueted till overcome with wine. Some surfeited and others soundly slept, with Sinon viewing caused the Greekish spies to haste the Tenians and tails the camp. Then he unlocked the horse, and suddenly from out his entrails Napoleonus, setting his spear upon the ground, leaped forth, and after him 2,000 Grecians more, in whose stern face shined the quenchless fire, that after the pride of Asia. By this the camp was come unto the walls, and through the breach did march into the streets, where meeting with the rest, kill, kill, they cried. Frightened with this confused noise, I rose, and looking from a turret, might behold young infants swimming in their parents' blood, headless, piled in heaps, virgins half dead, dragged by their golden hair, with main force flung on a ring of pikes, old men with swords thrust through their aged sides, and nearly for mercy to a Greekish lad, whose would steel pole axes dashed on their brain.
What stranger art thou that dost eye me thus?
Sometime I was a Trojan, mighty queen, but Troy is not. What shall I say I am?
Renowned Dido, 'tis our general, warlike Aeneas.
Warlike Aeneas, and in these base robes, go fetch the garment which Sycharis wore. Brave prince, welcome to Carthage and to me, both happy that Aeneas is our guest. Sit in this chair and banquet with a queen. Aeneas is Aeneas, were he clad in weeds as bad as ever Uraeus wore.
This is no seat for one that's comfortless. May it please your grace to let Aeneas wait, for though my birth to be great, my fortune's mean, too mean to be companion to a queen.
Thy fortune may be greater than thy birth. Sit down, Aeneas, sit in Dido's place, and if this be thy son, as I suppose, here let him sit. Be merry, lovely child.
This place beseems me not, oh pardon me.
I'll have it so, Aeneas, be content.
Madame, you shall be my mother.
And so I will, sweet child. Be merry, man. Here's to thy better fortune and good stars. My family came to America from Germany.
Italy and Germany.
Italy and the Czech Republic.
Nigeria.
Poland and France.